This is the BlackSwarm podcast, baby. We're raw.
And welcome to the Week 4 edition of the BlackSwarm podcast. Tank Piper here with Rob Antonell. Real quick up top, go check out our YouTube channel, the BlackSwarm podcast. You can watch us ramble on incoherently, a little bit of film room action, and iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. You can find all the links on all our socials, Twitter, Facebook, and all that jazz. Brevity is the name of the game tonight and the goal moving forward. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Mansfield game, Rob, what do we think?
Good game. Very dominant performance by the defense. Offense started to click more than the games past, I believe. So I think it was an all-around pretty good performance for us.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I thought our defense played absolutely lights out, true BlackSwarm football. Offense, it seemed to be a little slow going in the beginning, but I think that was more a feel-out process because Mansfield was definitely running some junk against us. All the stuff we saw before, they came out in a pretty standard 4-down quarters behind it defense, and they played like a 6-down, one-backer type defense against us. I think that's why you saw they had free guys coming off the edge on that first drive. After that, we pretty much stayed exclusively with a tight end and a fullback opposite him to really widen those edges, account for all those guys. And after that, I think it was just a slow death for him. We decided we wanted to run the ball a little more, run it down the throat, test them through the air when we could, and our defense just didn't give them any room to breathe on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, defense start to finish was outstanding. Didn't give up anything all game. I think they had, negative 30 rushing yards or something like that?
Yeah, so here's a little stats for you here. They had less than 100 yards total offense. 0 for 10 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth. And after accounting for the yards they lost from sacks, which should be a passing stat, not a rushing stat, they finished with 17 rushes for negative 3 yards.
Yeah, so the defense was out there shutting them down. They played a hell of a game. So, shout out to the defense, BlackSwarm defense, of course. The offense, like you said, starting off, kind of had that free guy off the edge a couple of times. We added an extra blocker to fix that. So we were still able to run on them. I think we opened up the passing game a little bit more last week. I like to see in the second half, we started getting into some of those shorter passes, quick hitting plays. And I really like to see that because I think not only does that help Slaughter get into a rhythm, get warmed up more, get confident with his throws, but I think it helps our offense too. I think that's something that we don't do very often, especially over the last couple of years. So getting some of those quick hitting passing plays out of the way, I think it's good for everybody.
Yeah, you'd like to see that a little more earlier on, but that's not something you can stay. You don't want to script every game we're going to get so many quick hitters in before we really try and push it downfield, because that's how you build tendencies. Defense, the staff on the other side of the ball, on the other sideline, if they're doing their job right, then they're going to see, they like to open up with a couple passing plays, just quick hitches, little 5-yard outs, that kind of thing, and they can start playing that defense up a little more. That's part of what those deep shots downfield do as well. Even if you don't connect on them, you're testing the defense. You say, hey, we're not afraid to attack this way. You're going to have to defend it. It just so happened that at least Mansfield, they played with those press quarters looks, and they could get away with that because of the athletes they had out there. Morgan won a couple balls on them and lost a couple too. Morgan. Ooh.
Yeah.
Morgan 2.0.
Okay.
Yeah. Banks, I'm sorry, won on a couple of them, lost on a couple of them. Had a couple you'd like to see him come down with. Had a couple passes you would like to see put in a little better spot for him. But he was the one that caught that screen pass and turned to that housed it for the touchdown, right?
Yeah.
So still a dude with the ball in his hand. And yeah, I thought overall pretty good offensive performance. Trail got another 100 yards in, got a tutter. I really liked that coming out early with the boot throwback. Just something that, like we said, the defense wanted to attack hard off the edge, and that's just something that they had to account for. They had in the back of their mind the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice little wrinkle that everybody's going to have to pay attention to going forward. It's always nice to mix it up, keep defense guessing, like you said. Yeah, it's just our passing game started out a little slow, and that's been a consistency for us, is that it starts off a little bit slow. And it seems like we have a lot of screens, tags, and deep shots. Whether that's, the only route that's open or what was called or whatever, it seems like that's the tendency of our game. I mean, over the last 3 or 4 years, we've been a very vertical team. With that, Slaughter's percentage isn't quite where you'd probably want it to be. So I think that's why I'd like to see him get a little bit more of those passing short throws in, because when we did that, he's connecting, bang, 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 gets himself in a rhythm. And, the one thing that I point out is even when we do those short screens, sometimes that's still a 30, 35-yard throw for him. So, I mean, it's not a short pass. It's 35 yards in the air.
Yeah.
It's just behind the line of scrimmage. So, I would just want to see him get in a rhythm, and it seems like every week he's getting a little bit better, and we see the potential. Still missing a throw here and there. It's gonna happen. He's a sophomore. It's gonna happen, right? He's a high school kid. It's going to happen. But I think when he gets in a rhythm, gets a little bit, gets his feet wet, gets a couple throws under his belt that he's seeing, connecting, feels comfortable with, and also some of those short passes are just, good throws. Mm-hmm. So. You can definitely see the potential there. I just would like to see that a little bit more, not just because of him, but also because I think it helps our offense.
I thought it was interesting when we went to that shorter stuff. You saw early that we were throwing out with our tight end set and 3 receivers on the field. Don't really use the tight end as much in the passing game. But when we were doing that, we were attacking the field side. You're on a hash and you're throwing to the opposite numbers. Like that first third down, motion the guy across, try and hit him on a quick out route. Like you said, that's, it might be a 5-yard pass from the line of scrimmage, but that's like a 35-yard pass from quarterback to receiver. And he kind of airmailed it later on in the drive. I think on the 4th down, we did the same thing, except it was a deeper, like 10-yard out, which has been a pretty consistent play for us. Then later on in the game, when we were talking about getting in more in rhythm, we lined up in our 4-wide set 2x2, basically running the same concept on either side, and Slaughter gets to pick which side he wants to read. And I don't know if it had to do with the defense blitzing more from the short side, or if Slaughter just prefers throwing into the boundary more, but when he was getting in rhythm, he was taking that shorter throw, from hash to the same side numbers. The quick hitch on smash or the quick out on the fade out concept. But giving him that stuff early gets him in a rhythm, and I think will help, like we said, overall get everybody in a rhythm and get our offense on schedule.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to start the game like 1 of 6 passing or 2 of 6, something like that is where we were, just for anybody. So I understand you gotta play the game the way you want to win it, right? Go after the defense the way you think you can beat them, but at the same time, just in general, I would like to see some of that stuff more often. So early, late, whenever. I think that's something that not just for Slaughter's benefit, but I think it helps our offense as a whole, like I said. So I love to see it. Want to see more of it.
Yeah. Just one last thing on that. The way that they chose to play our 4-wide, it seemed like they were trying to blitz us every which way, pretty much every snap out of it. I like we had one snap of when we lined up in that 2x2 stack set, and it looked like we were trying to run some kind of drive concept out of it with the stack receiver to the field side, just running a clear out, and the guy behind him running like a quick out, and then to the backside, the point man running like a 10-yard dig, and the stack guy running a shallow, basically turning into a drive. Slaughter didn't have any time to get that throw off. I think they got a sack on it because they managed to dial up a blitz like when I rambled on my little pass pro rant last week, that they got 3 guys coming against your 2 guys defending on the man side. And, tackles man on, running back sees a guy coming through the B gap and a guy coming off the edge. Terrell rightfully steps up, takes on the guy in the B gap, and made Slaughter scramble, ended up getting brought down. But that's all part of the feel-out process like we talk about. How are teams going to attack you defensively is, if you line up in that 4 wide and try and get Slaughter in a rhythm early, defenses can say, no, not today. They're going to play up, they're going to attack, and they're going to keep him, off his rhythm. So that's part of taking those deep shots, man. It might not be a high percentage thing, but that's just something else. You got to make the defense defend the entire field. So that's all I got on that one.
I think one other thing that I like to see, it didn't work, but it looked like we ran a pretty similar play, a little down the line screen that Moeller ran against us. It looks like we tried to run that once, and I don't think it worked. I don't remember if it wasn't completed or just guy got hit as soon as he caught it or something like that. But
I mean, I think that was just us trying to run our tunnel screen. That's something we've had in our playbook since 2017. It's as far back as I can remember us running it. Maybe it just like presentation could have been a little bit different. I'm not sure, but it could have just been a bad looking tunnel screen. Sometimes they hit for 50 yards or a touchdown. Sometimes it gets tackled for a 3-yard loss. That's the name of the game with those.
Sometimes I don't notice us running it because I don't think we run it like ever.
A tunnel screen?
How often do we run that?
I would say it almost at least once a game. Yeah.
Once a game, we're running, we're catching a screen behind the offensive line.
Yes.
And I've never seen. Okay.
Do you remember Kutcher's touchdown?
Kutcher played 4 years ago, Hank.
Do you remember his touchdown against Winton Woods?
We ran it last week or 2 weeks ago against Glen Oak.
Against Glen Oak? I don't think
we ran it against Moeller.
I want to say yeah, we did. We've been pretty consistent. I mean,
I'm the odd man out here. I haven't seen it.
It ebbs and flows with how well your line can block in space because, you like to see. It's fun to watch a big old 280-pound guy barreling down on some 140-pound defensive back, but like we've talked about with your many rants on stock blocking as a wide receiver, it's hard to block a guy out in space. So the rate which we call the tunnel screen might ebb and flow depending on how well our line can block out in space, but that's been a play in our playbook for years.
So either I am remembering the play we ran last week incorrectly, or I don't remember us ever running the play you're talking about. So either way,
I'll call back to 2018. My favorite game, East St. Louis. We threw one to Trey Morgan, Banks 1.0, and he gets stopped on the 2 or 3 yard line, and I think it was our right or left guard runs down there, bear hugs him, and tackles him into the end zone. Might have been our first or second touchdown. But that's been a play we've run for years. In fact, in 2020, when our line wasn't that good, we managed to hit one against Iggy, I want to say, right into the teeth of a blitz, and Johnson took it for 50 yards.
I'm guessing that I just saw it differently last week because it looked more like what what Moeller ran against us, and less of when our line is going out like that, what you're talking about.
I remember you mentioning it, and I didn't.
Maybe I just saw it wrong. I thought we pretty much ran the exact same play Moeller ran, where we brought a receiver right underneath of our line.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, that's basically how you run the tunnel screen. Presentation and timing might look a little bit different, but
yeah. Either way, I liked the idea of it.
I love it. It's a good play.
Make it work, I guess, if it's been in the playbook for 5 years.
Like I said, ebbed and flowed. It has worked. It hasn't. It's hit or miss. I got really nothing else on the game itself. I mean, special teams looked phenomenal out there. I think we held them to like 17 yards average on kick returns. Punts, obviously, we got the punt block for a touchdown, and we were in the punter's face all night. I mean, that kid really couldn't do much. The muffed punt, probably our only blemish on the evening.
Forgot about that.
As far as special teams goes.
Yeah.
You have a take on that, as how you would play that as a returner, and I want the entire audience to hear this.
Okay, well, it's not a new take. I've been saying this for years. And I'm waiting for somebody to do it because I don't understand why you wouldn't. In that situation where the ball is just hanging up in the air and you already have a gunner or the long snapper in your face waiting for you to try to catch it. The whole idea is you're calling a fair catch and you have one job, and it's just to secure the ball. Do not fumble. You're not gaining any yards here. You can't return it. You're just going to catch the ball right there. The guy that's coming down, the gunners that are standing right in front of you, it only works if there's a really high hang time and the gunner's already in your face, right? In that situation, I'm going to pretend like the ball is going to land like 2 yards further back than it does, and when the gunner comes up to get in my face, it's just going to hit him in the back of the head. It's just going to come down and hit him on the back of the head, and like, what are you going to do? I mean, the ball's down right there. The guy feels like an idiot, and you walk back over to your sideline like you did your job. You fair caught it at the exact same spot you would have fair caught it, except for hit them in the back of the head rather than you. I mean, I guess, like, if it misses him, it could, like, bounce forward or something, but, you know, that high of a hang time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you are running the risk of a weird bounce, but I am all for a little fuck games.
I'm fine with it because, let's say it does take a weird bounce, like, and the coach says, oh, you should catch it, and it's like, well, what if I fumble? That's not the right attitude to go at it, but... You know, I'm perfectly fine with that. You know, they get a couple extra yards maybe, but, you know, chances are it just hits him in the back or the head or something, bounces up, hits him in the ass. I love it. Let it come down and hit him in the head, whatever. Yeah. You see it in the NFL a lot. You'll fair catch on like the 5-yard line. And, yeah, I'm just going to let it hit him in the head because he's standing there face mask to face mask with you as close as he legally can. You know where the ball is going to drop. Like, you're the one standing there getting ready to catch it. Just let it drop right on his head. Or, at the last second, step up to try to catch it and bump into him. Don't do what Jim said. Jim said just to blindly run up and hit the guy, because that's not how you get catch interference. You can't just run up and initiate it. It has to be natural. But if you misjudge it by 2 yards... and then have to move up 2 yards to catch it, and he's in your way. Now that is interference.
Yeah.
So, either way.
I am all for little bullshit like that. Like, I fully support that. It would be something rough to practice. I mean, I guess you'd have to have a really good, like...
it's not really something you would practice.
No.
It'd be more about, like, just being a dude.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like a lot of returners, it's just you have that innate ability to know how a ball, like to judge a ball in the air.
Well, I mean, you can't really practice returning kicks either. You just got to be a dude.
Yeah.
That's kind of part of the position. You can have specifically designed block setup. You know, we can do kick return right, and you're setting up blocks. Here's your kick out. You know, the idea is to run right inside of the 2. And you can tell them that, but at the end of the day, your returner's just got to be a dude.
All right. So go be a dude.
Go be a dude.
I like it.
Drop it on his head. Could you imagine just like walking, like the guy that just gets donked on the back of the head, just like, damn it.
Yeah, you're walking back to the sideline knowing that film tomorrow's going to be rough.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Going to be a part where the entire team watches that together, and you're not going to have a good 3 to 5 minutes following.
If you want to make it better, let it hit him on the back of the head, and then go pick it up and try to house it. Because at the very worst, it's down where it hit him.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Right? Even if you establish possession after that and fumble, it goes back to where it first hit him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so let it hit him, pick it up, and house it. While everybody's standing around making fun of the
dude that just got domed by his own punter.
Long snapper that just got hit in the head. You're running the ball back. Risk free at that.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all for that stuff.
Let's do it.
Let's see. Who went in the game early, like the second or third defensive snap, and they kicked him out for his knee pads?
I think it was Bond.
Vaughn.
who had a good game. It was his first game
Yeah.
of the year, coming off of injury, I believe. And he had a good game, but yeah, he went in and got kicked out immediately.
That's such bullshit, man. Like I hate when refs do that. Like, nobody wears their knee pads correctly. Your knee pads don't even do anything anyway.
That is true. They don't even wear them in the NFL.
No, nobody wears them. Like, and even if you are, they're up here on your thigh.
Yeah.
I don't get the point of kicking a kid out because his mandatory useless equipment is slightly askew from how the refs like to see it.
Yeah, I understand that might be the rule, but you don't have to enforce it.
Yeah.
Pretend like you didn't notice. It's a judgment call.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have to measure your pants before the game. Like,
and
it's a judgment call. Let it go.
It's not like a coach on the other sideline is going to call that out anyway.
No.
And even if they do, I almost respect that move. That level of petty from an opponent, I love it. That level of petty from a ref, no. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, not a fan.
And speaking of equipment, our one OE backer, number 12, it's just weird to see like a starting or high volume rotational player out there with completely naked arms.
Yeah.
No sleeves, no tape, no gloves, no wristbands, no weird like 5 layers of fake sweatbands going up and down. It's almost like seeing like a kid number 82 taking snaps at quarterback. Like our backup quarterback, Jacques Carter.
Yeah.
Just all around. And when I saw 82 out there taking snaps, I'm like, what the hell is this? We got to make rules for kids playing certain positions that like you need certain numbers because it just doesn't look right. And then the announcer said his name, like Jacques Carter, and I'm like, oh, I'm all in. Let him wear that number.
Yeah. I mean, I know he went in there as a quarterback, but maybe he actually projects better as a receiver or something. I mean, you know, Slaughter's a sophomore, so the assumption would be he's the guy for the next 2 more years after this, right?
Yep.
So maybe if you're another kid on the team as a quarterback and you're not winning the job, you know, what's your other position? So maybe he's actually a receiver who happens to be the backup quarterback more than anything. I don't know.
Hey,
I'll admit that I don't know that.
I don't know either. Never heard of the kid before, but absolutely love the bit.
Yeah, I mean, wearing weird numbers is not anything new for us. You know, we had 90 as a receiver.
Yeah,
this year,
90,
getting reps at receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
there's certain numbers that like work and don't when you're getting actual
80 as a middle linebacker last year.
When you're getting like meaningful playing time on varsity, we gotta have like, you know, Burke, come on now, like walk up to the kid middle of, you know, after practice, something like, hey, I know you are 90 right now, but you're getting playing time. Like, come on, what number you want?
Yeah.
Like, here's what's open. Here's the sophomores that we'll trade you with. You know?
That is how it goes.
Yeah.
Really, though.
It's just part of the game.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of should be, so.
Other than that, speaking of bits, it pissed me off during the game how the announcer kept calling us Washington.
Yeah.
But, like, actually sitting on it and being out of the moment now, tremendous way to get at us. Like, they were doing that on purpose. Everybody knows we're Massillon, but it is technically Massillon, Washington. So for him to just call us Washington all game, I respect that move.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're not going to like it, but
yeah.
I got a gripe about that.
Go for it.
At Glen Oak, I know you had to watch it on TV, so you would have missed this part. Well, first off, they played the most horrendous music before the game ever, known to man. Just the worst possible pregame music ever, right? I mean, our band started playing at one point, and the Glen Oak fans were cheering. Like during pregame, just because we didn't want to listen to that music anymore, right? It was that bad. But my gripe is that their announcer did the OHSAA like pregame speech.
The what now?
Any tournament game you go to, they do this for every sport. You know, ladies and gentlemen, this is a match between 2 OHSA affiliated schools. the respect the game, your officials, cheer for your team, just the script that you have to read before any tournament game.
Yeah.
They did it during a regular season game, which
Week 2, no less.
Which to me is like, you know, it just kind of makes it seem like it's not a well-running machine when you do that. It's kind of like, oh, well, this is what we were told to do, so it's, you know, we don't have our own thing. Because, I mean, we don't read that.
Never once.
Not very many places do that I know of, unless they do it so early that I miss it. Not many places actually read that during the season. During tournament time, you have to.
Yeah.
That's part of the OHSA state tournament. Because the very first game of playoffs is considered state tournament. Because it's the state tournament.
Yeah.
So every single game is state tournament, OHSA, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so I didn't like them reading that. It just seemed like childish. And then their announcer was very not so good.
Very not so good.
And I think he sat right behind us on the away side because everybody kept complaining about stuff, and he would immediately correct it. It's like he could hear us complaining and then would correct what he said every time. He just the beginning of the game was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all, not me, but the guys behind me were assuming that the guy was drunk. And they were making a lot of jokes about the guy being drunk. And then he messed up saying this Star Spangled Banner. I was trying to make sure I didn't mess it up. He just like flopped all of the starting syllables. It was just like the Bar Spangled Spanner. Please rise.
Slinging slasher.
Yeah, please rise. That slings. I'm just like, God. The guy's like, this segment brought to you by PBR. And just he's saying the wrong people's names all night, and yeah, but it was a rough night for them. That's for sure.
Yeah,
but saying Washington made me think that, like, you know, when it's a state game, you know, in tournament time, we are Washington, right? So, but yeah, it's a good way to get under our skin.
Yeah,
It would have been better, you know, if it was like a close game or you're up 30 on us and then you keep calling it, like just rubbing it in Washington like that. Yeah, that would have hurt.
I think after the tone of the game got established, it kind of died off.
Yeah,
because he did have another little bit going where he was calling them the TY Tigers, and then he started calling us the TI Tigers. I'm like, all right, I like that. Yeah, I can dig it.
Oh, another thing in the Glen Oak game.
Oh boy, here we go.
Their announcer did one of those just dumbass, annoying, you know, Johnson with the run for 4 yards, and that's enough for a Glen Oak first down. And like the whole crowd's supposed to chime in and say first down. And he just kept doing that all 4 of their first downs.
Really hamming it up.
And the one time the guy ran, it might have been that play where Welch came up and made the tackle. So it looked like he ran for forever, and it was still like 3rd and 9 after that. And the announcer does it. He's like, oh, Johnson with the run of 7 yards, and that's enough for a... And all of the Massillon fans just chimed in. That's enough for a Glen Oak 3rd down! And he's like, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it is 3rd down. This guy.
Oh, man. Imagine getting heckled by the entire away crowd.
That was a good one.
That's good. All right. I'm kind of mad I missed that one then.
Yeah.
Not worth it?
No, I mean, like,
almost
if
worth
you're
it.
going to miss something,
yeah,
that's not a bad one to miss.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got for Mansfield. You got anything else on the game? Any extra notes or anything?
I'll touch on that later. I got something.
All right.
It's about the crowd.
We got another segment we can touch on that.
And we'll get into that later.
Yep. So right now we'll get into a little film room action. Check out some Mansfield highlights. Get into a little bit of a Warren preview, and then go on from there.
Cool. All right, so we'll hop into our film segment here. We're going to start off with something that's very close to Hank's heart. Something that he loves and hates very much.
Yeah.
And he wants to talk about it. So we will.
Yeah, so last week I went on a little bit of a rant about the camera angles that Telepro gets for the, replays and the live broadcast of the Masson game. And I'm not really I'm not taking this out on the kids. They're not the ones picking the angles. Like I said, I was in the class. I know how the whole operation works. The camera operators, usually the volunteers from the class, have headphones on, and it's called a technical director talking in their ear, telling them what shots to get, and then he's the one that picks actually what shots get broadcast. And to my knowledge, that's still Mr. DeWald. He was my teacher for 2 years, and I still couldn't confidently tell you his correct pronunciation.
How you say it, yeah.
Yeah. Regardless, love the man, phenomenal teacher, just all around seemed like he would be a good hang in general.
Yeah, but zoom out.
Yeah. So I got a little bit of a slideshow here to show you what we're talking about. All screen caps from the WHS replays of the game to kind of, give a good visual of what we're talking about with a good and bad shot. So we're leading off here with the shot from, pretty aptly enough, the Warren game from last year. I would say this is just a teens too zoomed in of a good broadcast angle. You can barely see the receiver up top. You can't see the boundary receiver in the bottom. You can't really see what the secondary is doing at all. Go ahead and hit the next one for me.
Yeah, I was actually going to say it's not bad until you said boundary receiver, and I was like, oh, yeah, he's not on the screen.
Yeah,
if your boundary receiver is not in the screen, that's a bad shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's an example of a bad shot.
Yeah, you want to be able to see what's going on. It's not, the whole game's not played inside the box anymore.
So here's an example from the Pitt game last year. I would call this like a grade A broadcast angle. You're zoomed up close enough, you can see what all the box players are doing, but yet you get pretty much all 22 guys on the field. You got the receiver down here at the bottom, just barely on. You got the corner, you can kind of sort of see him below the score graphic.
Yeah.
You're going to lose sight of the secondary pretty much as soon as the ball's snapped, but that's like what you live with down to down watching an NFL game or a college game.
Absolutely.
I would call that a grade A broadcast angle. Pretty much like if I can't get the all 22, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I like this, especially from a broadcast perspective, not just like a film breakdown kind of thing, like actually watching it as a fan. Because you do want to be able to see the snap. You want to be able to see inside the box. You want to see what's going on. But I feel like nowadays, it's not like we're using old, horrible cameras.
Yeah.
Right? These are, if they're not 4K cameras, they're probably pretty damn close. And
I
bet they are, right? So we have the technology to have great resolution, even at a wide angle like this. So, and people's TVs are great nowadays, too. So you shouldn't need to, but carry on. Hank's bit.
From the McKinley game last year, getting a little more zoomed in. I would say this is just a teens more zoomed than the Warren shot.
If you knew it was a run play, I could live with it.
Which, funny you mentioned that. I can guarantee you we ran counter on this play. I don't actually remember what play this was watching the replay, but our fullback and running back had this weird relationship that I can't accurately describe to you, their alignment, but it's one of those, I know it when I see it, and I can guarantee you we're about to run counter. But I can't tell you what our receiver at the top, receiver at the bottom, or their corners or free safety are doing, or what our second receiver in is going to do, or the defender over him after the snap, because it's too damn zoomed in.
Yeah, true.
Moving on. From the Glen Oak game last year, when we first test ran the McElroy empty package, phenomenal shot. You get all 22 guys on the field. You can see what's going to happen in the secondary post snap. You got everything in the shot. Perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for.
I agree.
Fitch game last year, I picked one of the worst ones I could find to make a point. This is not great. You can barely even see the linebackers. I think it's just the alignment of the receivers.
You know what this
the only
is?
reason you can see him. What?
It's a really good picture.
Oh, phenomenal picture.
But you wouldn't want to watch this play like that. What? He snaps it out on a quick tag screen.
Gone.
Guy in the van is quickly trying to, not going to happen. So, zoom out.
Last but not least, Iggy from 2020. This is like perfect all 22 angle. This is the shit I live for. Love it. More of this for the love of God, please.
Yeah, I like the angle. I think it could have been tilted up a little bit. I'm nitpicking. You can do this all day long.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bring the offense down a little bit more so you have more downfield. But hey,
Also,
I'll work with that all day.
before you click out of this one, this is the pick 6 we threw against Diggy. I have an idea for a more strictly YouTube film breakdown.
Is this where they roll
show.
the safety?
Yeah, this is where we motion the fullback across. They rolled safeties to match it.
My mouse isn't going to show, but does this guy, backside safety, roll up?
It's the guy. That's the corner. It's the guy in front of him is the backside safety that rolls up.
He's the one that rolls up?
Yeah.
Oh, so they just abandon the run altogether down here.
Pretty much because we never attacked the nub side, and that's it.
Yeah, so they take this low side, the lowest guy on the screen for them, roll him up to the top. The guy on the top rolls down right in front of a slant.
Yeah. I mean,
Slant route? Is that
I
what it
can
was?
very quickly describe exactly what happens to you.
I think I just did to the average person.
So our twins up top, top guy runs a slant, inside guy runs like a wide fade. Quarterback's read is the defender over the inside guy. If he runs with the fade, throw the slant. If he sits on it, try and hit the fade.
Yeah, because there's no reason why a one high safety would jump the slant there.
Correct. And there's going to be nobody in the window when that guy drops with the wide fade. But we motion our fullback across before the snap, which they rotated the safety to, brought that guy down in the hole. On this play, actually, he held his water and didn't really show it pre-snap, but he came flying down post-snap. Trone reads his key, which is the guy over the number 2. He drops. Trone pulls the trigger on the slant. That free safety screaming down into the slant window, beats Ballard to the ball, and he's off for 6.
Yeah. So, good play call by them. I guess bad tendencies on us.
Bad tendency because it wasn't a play call by them. It was a I lost the word. It was
adjustment.
Yes.
That's what I meant. Play
Yeah.
call. They didn't call to
roll
fake
safeties.
roll opposite. Yeah. Just, they're going with it, and it's all about following the fullback. Safety comes down on fullback.
They had every time we motioned the fullback across, they had some type of adjustment. You couldn't really see it too clearly out of our base stuff, but in our just this set, starting from here and motioning the fullback across, we had 5 snaps of it. First of which was like on the goal line, so you couldn't really see the adjustment. But the other 3 in between that first one and there, you could clearly see the safeties rotate. That guy dropped down into the window, and that's why they got the pick 6.
Yep.
All right. That's all I got for bitching about that. Like I said, I'm just yelling at the adults in the room, or in this case, in the van. Please, for the love of God, zoom out.
I'm glad I kind of warmed them up to this at the game last week. So,
Yeah.
All right. So we just moving straight on, or what?
Yeah, let's keep her moving.
All right.
All right, now, since got that little rant out of the way, before we get into some Mansfield film, just want to shout out the JV team on Labor Day, beating down the Pups 50-6. Here's a good end zone angle shot that they got of the Tigers scoring a touchdown, I think right before half. Might as well just watch it, see what happens, break it down a little bit. Ref in shorts is a weird look. So got linebacker creeping up and just folded like a chair.
Folded like a chair.
So, breaking it down, that linebacker walks up, looks like he's trying to blitz, and then I don't know who's wrong here, the end he's directly behind or the backer himself, because the end slams into the B gap and the backer tries to go with him.
Does he slam into B gap, or does he get slammed into B gap?
I'd say he's slanting right into the B gap.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, looks like he's trying to attack it.
I think you're trying to take a double pancake away from our right tackle.
Oh, I'm not trying to take anything
I think you
away.
are. That's what you're doing right now.
All I'm saying is one of those guys screwed up.
No, right there. Double pancake, 2 bottles of syrup. Right there. Bam!
You want to let me finish?
Bam!
I'm never going to shit on a lineman. All
Bam!
right? Their mistake put that tackle in a position to make that double pancake. All right? And he went out there and he said, "We eating today, boys. Flapjacks." That sounded horrendous, but he got that double pancake.
Good teams win. Great teams cover.
And bad linebackers fall down like Andy's toys when he walks in the room.
Yeah, it is weird. They're all walked up. I wonder if that linebacker's just in a bad spot. Snap. Why? Like he wants to go outside and doesn't get the chance. Other linebacker is walked up opposite what A-gap probably.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing is we're on the 4-yard line right now.
Yeah.
6-yard line maybe. Look at this play side safety. Because you
25?
Yeah, 25, 26, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You would expect him to be in the play. No, he turns and bolts to the other side of the field as if they're trying to cover trips up top. You're on the 6-yard line in a JV game, guy. Come on. Who's coaching this? McKinley is down bad, boys.
Down bad, boys.
Down bad, boys. But look, he just immediately runs away. I got to go cover up top. What if they pass it?
Okay, so in their defense, a couple things.
No defense crap. This is JV football. You get in there, you make a play. Not blaming the kids.
Yeah.
I'm blaming their system, their coaches, for letting this happen. McKinley's down bad, boys.
I was defending the safety because I assume that's some kind of zone blitz where he has to rotate back to play the middle of the field. But yeah, you're right. That's a bad call for being on the 4-yard line.
Yeah, no, I'm not blaming him. Obviously, he has a reason to do this, right?
Yeah.
He's not just scared.
Yeah.
But why? Why does he have a reason to do that? Why are both linebackers walked up? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. Regardless, you can show it one more time so the fans at home can also see the guard walk in untouched.
The guard didn't even know what to do.
As a pulling guard, when you pull
stop.
around and you just see daylight, the Red Sea's parted, and you don't have anybody to block, knowing damn well that your running back also doesn't have anybody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were still down one, even if it wasn't a double pancake.
Yeah.
But, whatever. It is what it is. I don't mind playing on grass. Grass is better for you than turf.
Mm.
But, not the greatest environment right there for a football game. Bleachers on one side. Maybe
it's a JV game.
Maybe I'm getting picky with the grass, but watching some of the game, it seemed they're just playing in a field.
Listen,
which is fine. Go play in a field. Beat their ass 50-6 in a field.
It's a JV game on Labor Day. Let this be some Field of Dreams shit.
They have 12 freaking turf fields over there.
Do they, or does the Hall of Fame?
Well, if you want to dive into that, let's dive into that. What does McKinley have? Because according to the diagrams, they don't even have a high school.
I don't know, man. I'm not going to pretend like I know the ins and outs of how
McKinley's down bad.
Yeah. We can talk about that on the other side when we're going to have more people listening again.
They just built a brand new turf field out of middle school. They have a youth program that they're building up in a good way, apparently. But, man, are they down bad right now. Canton City in general is down bad. And I'm not mad about it, except for the fact that there has to be a rival. I'm fine with winning.
Yeah.
But it can't be 60-0 every single year or it won't happen anymore.
If these damn kids didn't have their cell phones with them 24/7, that'd probably be...
That's probably part of it.
Probably be doing a better job over there.
You think his kid is on his cell phone pre-games?
Hard to imagine he's not.
Well, yeah, because where he's at, the coach probably doesn't care about cell phones.
Yeah.
All right, so carrying on.
Anyway, keep her moving.
Let's see here. Can I just...
Yeah, you should be able to hit next.
Oh, look at that. Right into it.
So who we got? Maverick Clark's highlights here. Big ol' hit. Here's the punt block.
Bam.
Just, like you said all game, when you got a bad snap and a bad punt, you're in for a bad day. Can you pause it for a second?
Sure.
I do not understand the point of only showing the big hit in your highlight package. Yeah, it looks cool, but isn't the point of your highlight package to get you recruited by coaches?
You have to have hit power, Hank.
Hit power is cool. I just like want to know how that hit power translates in relation to like the rest of the play and your job in the play.
I agree.
I could be totally off base here. Like I don't know.
It looks cool. And
it does look cool.
That's what a highlight tape is for, right? That's why we're watching it right now and not Ohio State. I mean, they could be, but I'm saying it's not just for, it's different when they walk into Coach Moore's office and they show me this kid compared to when we are talking about this kid.
That's fair, I guess.
Show me your big hits.
Hey, if this is for us, the audience, and like not to get your recruit, then
you show
give me all
both.
the big hits.
You show both, but you don't want the kid that's technically sound but gets bullied. Every now and then you got to show something to go, hey.
Then don't put together a highlight package.
I can hit. Fresh off the edge. Bam. Slow snap. Slow punt. We get it. Picks it up himself. Usually one person blocks it, another guy picks it up, so that's good. And look, he's in position, comes off the edge, tackle.
Yeah, he does square up.
Stays square to the edge. I mean, make it seem like it's a bad play 50 yards downfield.
Oh, I'm not saying it was a bad play. I don't know.
Bam,
I'm just saying I would like to know the context of the rest
Makes
of the play.
Makes a tackle.
Okay,
in
stop
space
it. Stop it right
against
now.
Amar the Star. Amar the Star right there in space.
Or no, not this play, the next play.
Well, you're getting this play.
Okay, I'll get this play again. And then you can... And we're running slow again.
It's when I pause. I thought I figured out how to make it not do that, but...
There we go. All right, this play I saw live in the game, and I know I would not shut up about.
Yeah.
This guy does a phenomenal job defending the bubble screen. So he's lined up out there as the Sam linebacker with inside leverage over the number 2 receiver. Number 2 receiver's job is to block for the bubble being ran by the 3, and Clark flies down, gets outside leverage on that block, keeps outside leverage, forces the bubble, doesn't let him get the edge, just forces him to stretch it, while the cavalry from the rest of your defense inside comes up, makes a play. This might show up in the stat sheet as a tackle assist at best. But this is a hell of a play right here. This is the shit I want to see on your defensive highlight reel.
Yeah, so it gets outside contained, won't let the guy get out of him, and which is great because if he does get outside, you got nobody out there but the corner that already has a guy blocking him. Safety has to come up, make a harder play. Here he is making that same play against Amar the Star again in space. So, he had a good game.
Yeah. Kid had a great game, but I'm just really glad we got that bubble in there, or that defending of the bubble. That was, like I said, something I don't know. You see certain plays live, and like you don't know why you're watching it, and it just happens to be one of the, like a tremendous play by that player.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yeah, I mean, forces it back inside. Safety fills. Worst case scenario, he has to then go inside of the safety. You got linebackers coming over. That's where all your help is.
Yeah.
You get outside of the 2, which is what they're trying to do. Then you have the safety one-on-one if he comes down quick enough. The corner's getting blocked. You don't really want your corner to have to try to make that play anyway, in that coverage at least. So
your corner is your oh shit guy, and that's because if the ball gets outside and only your corner's ready to make a play, every coach on your sideline's going, oh shit.
Yep.
So, and a lot of high school players are going to, from that position, from starting with such inside leverage on it, they're going to try and just undercut the block.
Yeah, they're trying to get there as quick as possible.
But that was it's a great play, man, to get the outside leverage, to know how you fit into that defense, to know where your help is, to be able to make the play as well, and just force that ball back inside while the rest of the cavalry can get there and hold it for like a 2-yard gain?
Something like that, yeah.
Moving on. Got some Pringle highlights for you. Get to see a little more of the BlackSwarm in there. Look like just... does he play Mike or Will? Or do we know?
Mike.
Just a little Mike pressure in there.
Another stunt there. Gets home.
14 coming in. That's our Sam. Yeah, a little blitz. We've been sending the heat a lot more.
Yep. Looks that. Reads it, gets outside, stays square.
Look like a little quick trap kind of play.
Immediately out on the 3.
Can you rewind that one again? Before yeah. Also, shout out on that run play right there. But just getting outside there on the little stick route.
Oh, here's the play.
Yeah.
Whap!
All right. I want everybody to pause the podcast right now. If you're still listening to it and only listening to it for whatever reason, this segment at least, go to this timestamp on our YouTube page and watch Pringle kill a kid.
Poor kid.
Like,
I almost feel bad for him. We talked about it the other day. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw it live, and we talked about it, but then we saw this highlight, and the poor kid,
so
he sees the guard, is the guard, right? He sees the guard pulling, and he's expecting to have to, go set the edge against the guard. He's probably been getting beat up all night, and he's been waiting for this. He's like, all right, the guard's pulling. I'm not going to get blown up this time.
night. There's a couple things like I don't want lost on that play. So number one, that was just basic ass power right there. Well, really A-gap power because we ran it inside the tight end. Tight end just kicks the guy out. But on the kick out block on power, we've never ran it with like a deep back in the split set running that kick out.
Yep.
So when that edge man goes untouched, he's like looking for the guard pulling. Congrats on doing your film study, kid. You know our tendencies. Unfortunately for you, that was a tendency breaker for us. And you just got blindsided by our back that's, also our starting middle linebacker. Number two, if you want to go replay it again, the Mike honestly almost makes a tremendous play. He flies upfield, undercuts the down blocks by our play side tackle, and if that wasn't Trell toting the rock, he might have made a play there. Number 44. Swoop.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I got to see that again for myself, actually.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
Somehow he beats our right guard pulling?
So what's happening here is No, he actually undercuts the down block by the tackle on the end. See him slipping underneath that?
Where is our guard supposed to be pulling? Outside of this? Or inside?
You want your guard pulling behind and around the tackle. You want him scraping the paint off the tackle's ass.
Okay, so
inside the kick-out block on number 2.
He's not there yet, is my whole point.
Yeah.
Okay. So the fact that the Mike can undercut that and still beat the guard.
Normally,
great play, but get out there a little bit quicker.
Rewind it back, actually, because that's not...
it looks like Trell's going to beat him there.
Yeah, that's not on the guard at all. Rewind it back a little bit.
All right, well, I'm just asking where the guard's supposed to go.
Okay, so normally on power, you have your play side tackle and guard block down on either a 3-tech or a nose, double team him, and then work their way up to a backside linebacker, kind of forming a wall. And then you got your kick out block, which on this case would be number 2, and your guard pulling. You would like to see it a lot tighter to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And stand square pulling for the play side linebacker. Now, normally if the play side linebacker tries to undercut the down blocks like that, then either the guard or the tackle go to pick them up. Because of the front they're running, you got a 4, a 0, and a 4, which is to say 2 guys head up on the tackles and 1 guy head up on the nose. Then your play side guard is not looking to help double team on the end. He's going to try and help down block on the nose and then work his way back up to the backside backer.
All right, so left tackle is down on 52.
Yes.
Guard and center are down on the nose.
Yep.
Right guard is pulling for this number 44.
Yeah.
Or,
Your mouse
whoever
is invisible, they can't see it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking to you.
Okay.
So 44, this
Yeah.
linebacker here in the middle.
Yep.
Or, first guy to show like that.
Yeah.
2's getting kicked out.
Yeah.
Tight end's kicking 7 out.
Yep.
And
he undercuts the down block.
yeah, guard needs to be quicker. But
honestly, if the guard was quicker, he might have been pulling past the tackle as that Mike is undercutting the tackle's block.
Oh, that's a bad time to pause it. Yeah, but you're not pulling to pick up the mic that's doing that. You're pulling to wrap the mic.
you're pulling to block the mic, but the way you're pulling, the way your footwork is, the timing with everything, you're pulling, and
the fact that he gets through there is actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty much, he can do that pretty much just based on the front that the defense is running and how it affects our rules on power, I assume.
What's
or at
the line of
least
scrimmage?
base rules on power. Oh, boy. There we go.
All right, so hold on. Line of scrimmage is the 7.
Yeah. A little too far, bub.
Yeah. How tight are you supposed to stay? He's on the 10. I mean, all right,
So,
whatever.
okay, that is something I've noticed before is...
Are we trying to get behind more?
No. In my opinion, that guard is taking way too deep of a pull. I don't...
Especially with no immediate... Yeah, I mean...
So that's one of those things with the... It's very easy to overcoach a lineman. In my opinion, you kind of like let the guys do their job in the way that's most comfortable for them. And if they can do it successfully, then don't overcoach it. Don't try and fix things that don't need fixed.
Yeah.
But that is something I've noticed in the last couple weeks is I think it is just our starting right guard, or it might just be 77. I'm not sure. I haven't been keeping track of it. But when he pulls, by God, does he get a deep pull on that. But
Hey, I mean, if it works, I'm fine with it.
Trell's got 300-yard rushing games in a row, so
Yeah. No, I'm fine with it.
it's been working.
Yeah.
Just
Almost a great play by the Mike, like you said.
yeah.
The way he fits through there. Wow. And then, Trell's a dude, so... Trell's so good.
Trell's so good. Same play from
Bouncing
earlier.
off of guys.
Yeah.
Pringle's good.
Our whole defense is good, man.
Defense is very good.
So, when we came into last year with almost no returning starters, a couple, sprinkled in here and there, I was kind of worried. And then we came out, for the most part, pretty good, bordering on great. After that, I was like, I've seen enough. I don't care if we have nobody returning, if it's just a bunch of freshmen out there playing ball. Our defense is going to be lights out, man.
Nobody wanted to listen to me when I said the front 7. Front 7's good. If you haven't noticed. If you've been watching, like, maybe a play here or there, like...
spritzed in there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you noticed a play or two
Yeah.
or a stat. Front 7's decent this year. Not bad.
Front 7, not bad. All right, let's keep
Not
moving.
bad with, one senior in the front 7.
Yeah. Just imagine next year how not bad they're going to be.
Yeah. I mean, secondary's also young, so... I mean, I don't know. Just, simple math.
Got the Tro highlights, starting off with the boot throwback tutter. Just, you love to see it. Catch them off guard.
You know what I love about that play? Let's run it back.
Let's run it back, boys.
We're running it back because what I love about this is people telling me that it was a bad pass from Slaughter.
Who? Okay, I know who.
Many.
I wanted you to say who.
Many. I don't throw names out there. But, it should have been, Listen, this is a perfect... if anything, I was worried about the way he caught it.
You mean you don't want to see your guy doing like the upside down triangle?
In one game, I did that. And I was doing it all week where... If you're not watching, it's going to be weird. And even if you are watching, it's so small, you're not going to be able to see it. But Hank, I had... So, like, in practice, I kept getting balls thrown at, like, my back hip, back thigh. And it's a very weird spot for a receiver because, like, where do I put my hands?
Yeah.
It's kind of in between a low pass and a high pass. It's right in between. And so, let's say it's on my left thigh. I kept doing this thing where I'm putting my left hand, left palm facing up, right palm facing down, and I'd catch it like that. Right?
That just looks so wrong.
But it worked in practice, no issue. Right? And, like, I remember talking to Montel at the time, and, like, we're doing it, and he's like, you keep catching the ball like that. I'm like, he keeps throwing it right in this really weird spot. I don't know what to do. Like, I got to bend down and both hands up, or, like, do this weird basket catch on my hip. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird spot. And in the game, I run this hitch curl maybe. It's like 3rd and 5. And I run it, probably hitch then. I run like a 6-yard hitch, turn around, ball's right on my left hip. I put my hands like that, and if it wasn't one of those damn new freaking balls with all those stipples on it that nobody can catch, why anybody uses those? You've heard me bitch about this for years. The kicking balls are the best balls on the field. I don't care what the quarterback says. But yeah, it just goes through my hands. It's like I didn't even touch it. Just
hot knife through butter.
Just through my hands, like, damn. And the worst part about it was the corner came up and like just bounced off of me and fell.
How small was the corner?
Yeah, he must have been pretty small because now I'm pissed because I just dropped the first down right on 3rd down. Well, I'm pissed I dropped the ball in general.
Yeah.
But like I just dropped it and then I just looked down. This guy like bounces off me. He's just laying next to me. And I'm like, oh, turn and run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that one the next day.
I was going to say, I can't imagine you didn't.
It's 3rd down, Niner. Just catch the ball. That's all we care about. Just catch it. And I was like, damn it.
Niner.
Well, if they wouldn't put it on your hip, listen to me, quarterbacks. I've been defending you for years. In general, quarterbacks. Maybe not that one, but quarterbacks.
Definitely not that one.
Who said it this year? Garrett Wilson said Flacco throws a receiver-friendly ball compared to Zach Wilson. And all the reporters like, what does that mean? A receiver-friendly ball is putting it in a more catchable spot, putting the correct tempo on it based on what route it is, little stuff like that. For me, every ball is a catchable ball. It's a receiver-friendly ball if you're throwing it to him. But hit him in the chest. Or, like, it was just such a weird spot. If it was a little bit lower or a little bit higher, no issue. But when you're putting it right on the point of somebody's hip, it's just a weird spot to catch.
Maybe the quarterback was trying to protect you. He saw the corner flying in. He didn't know the corner was just a world-class weak body.
Horrible weak body, yeah.
Just enough to bounce
had to
off.
have been.
Just that had to be a Make-A-Wish situation gone too far.
Yeah, in my jersey, I was like 143 pounds. So, like, with the pads.
Yeah.
The pads, like
helmet,
143 pounds, yeah. So
5-pound weights tucked in your hip pads.
Yeah, the fact that he just bounced off, I don't know what he was. Maybe he saw I dropped it and didn't want to,
Oh, yeah.
intentionally.
Maybe he just saw the specimen of a receiver in front of him, and he's like, oh, my God, please don't hurt me.
That was, more likely than what I said, yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the way he caught it, I thought was a little bit weird. But this pass is fine. Who said the pass is wrong?
Hey.
Oh, got lucky on this one.
Pass was thrown, pass was caught.
That's beautiful.
Touchdown.
If it wasn't a running back, no one would be saying a word about that.
Nope. Moving on, we got the tight end one side, fullback opposite, just a little power action. Getting up in there, 2nd and 3rd level.
Boy.
That's go back to that one. I think you could see like how actually pause it right there. Or whatever. Yeah, pause it for the next play.
Wham!
Just battering ram. Pause it. Here. All right. Here you can really see how just absolutely fucked up their defensive front is that they're running against us. You got a guy head up over the right guard, right tackle,
1-3-5-7,
fullback, and then a guy outside the fullback. Then you have a guy lined up, head up over the left tackle, tight end, and a guy outside the tight end, and just a Mike backer right in the middle.
1-3-5-7,
5-7,
5-6-9.
Okay,
5-6-7.
It's stupid. Listen, when I think it was Buddy Ryan,
4-6-7 maybe.
When Buddy Ryan came up with like the numbering system for IDing the alignment of it, it made perfect sense. Head up on the centers is 0. Then you got your 1, 2I, 2, 3, and for what you count out in the inside alignment.
You don't like 9? You don't like the wide 9?
No. What I don't like about the tight end is his inside shoulder is a 6, head up is a 7, and then outside of him is a 9. I got that backwards. His inside shoulder is a 7, head up is a 6, and his outside shoulder is a 9. It doesn't make sense. It goes against the rest of the entire numbering system.
1, 3, 5. His outside shoulder is a 7.
No, the original system, why it's called a wide 9, is because the inside shoulder of the tight end was a 7. Head up was a 6, and the outside was a 9.
Why is the inside of the tight end a 7?
I don't know, but that's how it originally was, and that's why you call that alignment like a wide 9.
1, 3, 5,
How
7.
People do it now, in my opinion, correctly, is head up is outside's a 7, head up is a 6, inside is a 6i.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm saying is like the Buddy Ryan back in the 80s when he first came up with it. Inside was 7, head up was 6, outside was 9. That's why it's called a wide 9 alignment. I don't know why he made it like that and why it just goes against the grain. But yes, you got a 5. I'm sorry, you got a 4, a 6, and the wide 7.
Yeah.
And then just one Mike all by his lonesome. It's almost like
got a gap. I mean, you got every gap right there, right?
So
let me see. A, B, C, D. And then you got Mike is A.
Yeah.
And then B, C, D.
Yeah.
Every gap. Which sounds good on paper until there's one hole. Then you're going for 80 yards.
This is a really over-exaggerated defense that the Pats ran against the Rams in the Super Bowl a few years back.
Yeah.
With
the 6-1 or something.
Yeah, the 6-1 front. And I think the idea is you either don't let double teams form on zone plays or you just screw up rules on gap scheme stuff. And best case scenario, you get free rushers off the edge. That's what you saw in the first series. And after we figured out what they were doing, you just extend the edges a little bit, and high school kids probably aren't making that play from there. So, yeah. Just absolutely. It's good to see that defenses are scared enough of us again to just throw shit against the wall and completely scrap their base defense they've been running for however many weeks. So it's good to see we're starting to get feared like that again, you know?
Yeah.
I think, what was this play? Just a little power action. Yep. Oh, this was the 1st and 33 after that bullshit touchdown got called back.
Kind of what we were just talking about, though. I want to get back to it.
So,
every single gap is covered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great until here. If that center sustains his block,
yeah,
you're going for 80 yards. Well, you're waiting for a defensive back to come up and make the play, but you can have every gap covered. But
all right, rewind it back again, because I want to give. I mean, not that we need to give Trell credit, but also phenomenal job on his part. So it's, as a center, you're used to making down blocks, blocking back on power to fill in for your pulling guard. You're not used to blocking play side and having to account for the mic. So I'm not really going to bust his balls much on missing that mic block. Yeah. But
I don't think he missed.
Just not being able to sustain
it for another half second. That's all I'm saying. I mean, that the mic is coming off and getting stiff-armed. It's not like he was in position. I don't want to make it seem like the center missed.
Yeah.
Just, hey, sustain that for another half second. But then again, Trell's a dude.
So what Trell did there that I really love is he slow played it, let the blocking develop in front of him, pressed play side into the mess to suck that linebacker in, and then as soon as that linebacker got sucked in, he hit that backside A gap and was almost off to the races.
Yep. Well, let's power through the rest of this. We've all seen.
Yeah. Bang.
Seen this one.
Body.
Bang, bang, tutty. Keep it moving.
What do we got here? Just a little zone action. Back to the tight end side, running away from the fullback. I think he had a hole
inside of the tight end, but when you're Trell, you're allowed to do what you want.
Here, little mid-zone action with the split block. Can you pause that for a second? I want to go over this one a couple times. Yeah, it's happening right now. We'll power through it, but I'll keep.
No, I'm not mad at you. It's just like Trell.
I'll keep it short.
I understand he's coached based on the play, where it's supposed to hit. But how many running backs are going to take this C gap. Most.
Yeah.
I'm taking the C gap, watching it on film. That's not where it's supposed to go. Wham! He waits, he trusts his line, runs it right where it's supposed to be. Nice. He's so good.
So, rewind it back one more time. I want to talk a couple things, pause it at the top, that people can watch. And here we are. All right. So we line up something we don't do very often. We got tight end and fullback wing alignment, just creating a hell of an edge there. It looks like we're running mid-zone left, so everybody's kind of blocking stretch action, except you got your tight end and really your tackle just trying to drive the guys out. You got your fullback scraping back down the line of scrimmage to seal the backside end. It's a nice little wrinkle for us since we run behind the fullback. Like, we run to the fullback so much, it's good to see we got that in the playbook. It's a nice little change of pace that teams can't just key off on where the fullback is. The center makes a hell of a play, hell of a double team on that two lined up over the left guard.
That was a weird alignment there.
Yeah, very weird alignment, but this is the center's block is...
They have a shade and a 2.
No, they got a 2.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong guy. They have like a 2 and a
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a 2 and a 4. So the center's block here, this is what tells me it's mid-zone, is he's blocking it like you would stretch, where left guard engages, then center comes up, gets hands on, bumps the guard off of him to go up, hey, go to the next level, wraps him, gets him turned, sealed, away from the play. Perfect execution, and that's teach tape right there.
You're telling me the center reaches this 2 right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Trell's read on this is you want to... So you on mid-zone... Basically, mid-zone is your blocking stretch, but you're saying, hey, we're not going to get the edge here, so let's kick the running back's read in one. So instead of trying to get the edge, he's going to press... I don't know, at the tight end, you might want to teach him to press C-gap first, but with where he hits it, like you said, it looks like B-gap is his key. You're going to press B-gap, let the defense get stretched and sealed, and then bang it up there for however many yards you can get. So watch the center here. Look at that.
Well, I like the guard helping. Yeah, he stunned it inside.
Yeah.
Which helped the guard pass him on to the center. But yeah, the center still has to be able to reach him there. So good.
And this play, good outside zone rep. And really, I can only tell that because of how wide Trell takes his path on his read. A lot less upfield, very horizontal movement, and then finding the crease, banging it upfield, and get what you can get.
Well, let's see if we can bang this home. What else do we got?
Okay, so moving into who we got this week.
I'm just going to let it roll.
Yeah, we got Warren's QB, who threw for 1,000,000 yards on us last year. He was out last week with an injury. Should be back. Honestly, I hope he's back. This kid was fun to watch. This entire game was just so weird in the funnest way possible.
You're telling me I was sick, so I kept waking up and falling asleep, waking up and falling asleep.
It's just like full of nothing but backyard big boy throws. It looks like he's playing... I mean, that's...
Our coverage is so soft.
Soft as in alignment or soft as in physicality?
Playing off of them, not physicality.
Okay. But just...
Good tackle.
That kid's out there.
Tackle.
That kid's out there playing backyard football, man, and it's just fun to watch.
See, we got these huge cushions. They're just going 5 targets.
I mean, I don't hate it. Rally up, make him throw the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage and rally up and make a tackle.
Yeah, the issue I had is when they were doing these. From the little film I was watching of this.
Just look at this throw. Should have been an interception, but my God. That one was a lot better.
That one's a good throw.
Yeah.
He makes some good throws.
He's arm talent is
for sure. That's a good throw.
It's almost criminal how
that's not his best throw, but that was a good throw.
Little motion across action. Oh, here just a reverse field like that on basically QB stretch. Kid's an athlete too.
Yeah.
Like, I hope he's getting some offers or something.
Does he throw consistently enough to be a college QB? The talent's
Like,
there.
look at the zip on
that
that
right
ball.
there. See, that's like one of the ones where it's like you just have a guy wide open in the zone.
There's gonna be one, and I talked about it last year, man.
I understand like
that.
our secondary
Just-
wasn't our strong point last year, but yeah, just
Gets it over the backer, behind or in front of the safety. Outruns him.
he can definitely throw. Huge drop off his back foot there, even
Damn.
takes the hit, delivers a strike.
Stands
Back
in there.
foot,
Off
back
the back
foot, check
to him.
down. A little check down. Nothing wrong with check downs. We'll take 5 yards.
Look at this. This is just stupid.
Just
this one
throws it
should
up.
have been
That's
the interception.
the one that is
that
an
one should have been the interception.
Yeah, just missed it.
And coming up. Come on now. I think it's one of the last ones on his tape. It was a throw I saw last year, and I know for a fact I talked about it on the podcast.
Like a little corner route.
Yeah. Rolling out away from your throwing hand. This might be it. Yeah. Rolling out away from your throwing hand, throwing this high angle corner on the run.
He gets his shoulder squared, which
Yeah.
is great. That's the reason he's able to make that throw, but it's still on the run. He doesn't set himself. He doesn't get his feet turned. He's just able to turn his shoulders while on the run, which is impressive.
Yep. I'm going to make sure that's all we got, and then we can get out of the film segment and power on through the rest of
Gotta
the
move
show.
on. Yep. I got nothing. Yep, that looks like it's all of it. So
All right. All right, and let's keep on chugging along. Let's get into the Warren preview. You know, very, very known opponent. Just watch the quarterback's highlights. I think he's really the only one to speak of on that. It's someone we've seen year in, year out. If you want to get to know him more, then go watch all of the other replays on the WHS TV YouTube channel. You know, what angles you can see on there. I just but looking back at last year's game, I forgot how absolutely bonkers that whole game was.
yeah,
It seemed like real early in the game that we were just running all over them. They couldn't do anything offensively. We had it in the bag. And it somehow ends up 49-46 coming down to the wire. Just like some of the stats that we rushed for 309 yards on 46 attempts at a cool 6.1 per carry. Meanwhile, they passed for 358 yards. Kid went 21 for 35 and 6 touchdowns. Like, that's a NFL stat line right there.
yep.
I think the biggest thing was we were 4 for 4 of red zone scoring opportunities. How many do you think Warren were?
I'd say Warren was red zone opportunities.
Yeah.
3-7.
0 for 0.
Never made it in the red zone.
They didn't get to the
Never
red zone
got to the red
once.
zone.
Not a once. And mind you, the red zone is 20 yards and in.
That shows a lot about both teams.
Yeah, big eye opener there. That just absolutely bonkers, man.
Gave up how many points without letting them get in the end zone? Oh,
46.
a lot of big plays, boys.
A lot of big plays, boys.
Okay.
So, I guess the only thing I'd really have to say to that is I feel like this is a game that Coach McConnell, Leno, and the rest of the defensive staff have been probably stewing on a little bit and waiting to get after since last year.
Is that their worst game? Statistically?
Ooh.
You think so?
Ooh. That's a question right there.
Little extra fire.
Yeah.
Statistically, is that our, I want to say coaching staff, because
Right.
you know,
the
it
kids.
spans multiple seasons. Is our coaching staff's worst statistical game?
That would be since 2017.
I mean, East St. Louis put up some points, but
Not that many points.
not that many yards.
I don't know. I feel like Canisius when we played them in 2017, they kind of ran away with it. But that was before our defense really clicked. You know, they didn't really come together.
I'm not counting anything before the
St. Vincent St. Mary game of 2017.
Yep.
Nothing since then. That's our arbitrary starting point.
Yep.
Might be our worst. No. Winton Woods.
Statistically?
Might be. You know what? We can kick that one to the fans.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, let us know what our worst game was.
Yeah.
Actually, let's not do that.
Why not?
Or do. I don't know. The reaction you gave me when I said that was...
No, I was just more thinking about it than shunning it. Screw it. Tell us. Tell us the worst game ever. Tell us your least favorite coach. I don't care.
I don't know.
Anything for the likes, Hank. Make sure to subscribe and comment. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell.
Hit that notification.
Hit the notification button so you never miss a video. Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely there's not very many of them. So
no,
1, 2, or 3.
The fact that like I could rattle off that we could rattle off like the 3 off the top of our head.
Yep.
That really speaks more good than bad. Mm-hmm. And also me asking for that was more of a I'm too lazy to fact check.
Yeah.
I'd much rather someone else do it for us.
Yep.
So, yeah. Looking over the roster that got put out of the Booster Club, I don't think we really need to rattle through it. It's just a bunch of... Honestly, it's not a lot of great players technique-wise from what we've seen. Just, I guess, real quick, we can go over Warren's scores against teams that they've played. Got that. So they beat a current 2-1 Medina 33-10. A current
Medina's good.
A current 0-3 Bookdale. No, I'm sorry. They lost to a 2-1 Medina 33-10.
I was like, Medina's good. I thought I remembered that. Yeah.
I gotta look at the L&W boys.
Yeah. They're not all wins, boys.
Lost to a 2-1 Medina 33-10. Beat an 0-3 Bookdale 14-7.
Bookdale's not great.
And lost to a 3-0 Hudson 21-7. So take all of that for what you will. Massillon's going to be their biggest game. Circled on the calendar. All the other coach speak and all the other bullshit we can think to say about it.
I mean, like you said, their quarterback didn't play last week. So that also plays a factor.
Yeah.
Looking at their roster, we're not going to go through it. It's a typical Warren team. They have some athletes, not a lot of technique, like you said. Their offensive line is decent. A lot of them go both ways. Mm-hmm. The kind of surprising thing is that they don't have a lot of size, I'd say, across the board. I mean, their line's not bad, but I mean, like, their athletes aren't huge. They're athletic. It's Warren. You know what to expect with them. But they don't have any, like, humongous playmakers. They don't have any guys that shine immediately. No one will really talk about. It's the quarterback. Quarterback's a guy to watch for sure. Actually, I think their running backs. Let me pull it up. I think their running back is worth talking about, actually.
Well, you find that the only other thing I saw of note was that their quarterback is also one of their starting corners.
Yeah, he plays both ways as well. Their running back's a 3-star. He's got some college offers. Duke, Boston College, Syracuse. D1 offers. 3-star running back. So he's worth talking about. Didn't want to just completely glance over it. But, I mean, the receivers aren't very big. Bunch of, 5'10", 160 kids. Play in space, shifty, quick. Mm-hmm. You know the type. It's Warren. We know what we're getting into.
This sounds about like the most stereotypical Warren team that we could play in.
But quarterback can schlang it. We've seen it.
Quarterback can definitely schlang it.
So, I mean, we're assuming he plays this week.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't like he had a broken leg. So we're assuming he plays this week. You have to go into it assuming he plays this week. And hopefully he does play this week. But that's part... I don't know if they win last week without him or not. I didn't watch any of it. But
I haven't seen a lick.
Missing your best player, your quarterback, hurts a lot. So,
Yep.
hopefully he's back this week, and he's the star of the show. So, but they do have a running back worth talking about.
Yep. So moving on from that, we can get to look at some spreads from all around the area.
Let's do that.
And then circle back around, check the spread out for the Mansfield Warren game, and keep her moving. So what do we got?
Okay. Oh, tough one here.
Uh-oh.
Avon -3.5 at Avon Lake.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a big rivalry game, I assume.
Week 4 every year.
They say you got a big game, you save it for week 4.
Yeah.
That's your big game slot.
Ooh, does that taste different than the last one?
Let's go Avon Lake. Let's start off with a dog.
I'm taking Avon.
All right.
Avon's good. Fitch -14 at Ursuline.
Ooh, isn't Ursuline supposed to be good this year?
They must be if it's only 14 points for Fitch, because Fitch has been pounding people.
You know what? It's a close game. Crosstown rivals, more or less.
They both lose kids to Hoban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take Fitch outright, but give me Ursuline.
I'm taking Fitch to cover. Fairless at Northwest. Northwest -4.
I'm gonna beat the Josh Remark drum again. Northwest.
Home team to cover.
Yep.
Louisville at Hoover. Hoover -17.
Oh, this has got to be the most Caucasian game on that list.
Yeah. There's another contender, but yeah.
Give me Hoover. Louisville sucks.
Yeah, Hoover also got beat by like 40 by Mansfield last week. It was close in the first half, then they pulled away. How did he pull away against?
I don't know.
How did you let Mansfield pull away? Okay.
Hoover's not that sneaky fast.
They must not be that sneaky technical either, because Mansfield has athletes, right?
Yeah.
We know that. Amar the Star is a star. He's a D1 guy.
You teed yourself up for it. Why'd you stop?
Because I didn't want to emphasize he's a superstar, and then it's he had 2 catches for -4 against us. So no, I mean he's a D1 guy, right?
He's a dude.
So I mean I guess it's possible that he could get a couple on Hoover, but I think 17's a lot.
Don't talk me out of this. Give me Hoover. Keep her moving.
I think Louisville covers. I don't know if I'm taking Louisville.
All right.
Glen Oak at Lake. Lake -21.
Who's that speak more to, Lake or Glen Oak?
I think that's a good number. I think it's a little bit of both. I think Lake's better than you think they are.
That's probably because I don't think about them at all. Give me Lake.
I'm also going to... actually, I'm going to take Glen Oak.
Are you just fading Hank at this point?
No, I'm not fading Hank. I'm taking Glen Oak because I remember it was Fitch Glen Oak last week, right?
Yeah.
And Fitch did cover, but they also gave up 17 or something.
But did they cover?
They did cover. But I think if they score 14-17 on Fitch, they score 14-17 on the Lake. And I don't know if Lake covers if they give up 14-17.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to take Glen Oak. Jackson at Green. Green -3.
There's our contender for Caucasian game of the week.
North Massillon versus very North Massillon.
Give me very North Massillon.
At home, covering 3 points.
Yep. Perry. Home too? That's easy.
Green's at home, yeah.
Yeah.
Perry at McKinley. Who do you think's favored?
Neither.
McKinley -6.5.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. So McKinley 0-3.
You kind of have your job on the line at this point.
Is this at McKinley or at Perry?
McKinley.
This is at McKinley.
Nah, it's at Hall of Fame Stadium.
At Hall of Fame Stadium against a Federal League opponent. Job's on the line. This wouldn't be the first time McKinley's dropped the ball against Perry. Give me Perry.
Yeah, McKinley was 17-point favorites last week and lost.
They were minus 17.
They were minus 17 and lost last week.
Holy shit.
They didn't lose against the spread. They lost.
Yeah.
Skip that one. Bama, 20.5 at Texas. Hook 'em.
So I was listening to a college podcast today.
Mm-hmm.
Sark is treating this like a high school scrimmage, and Saban is looking for anything the media is saying to use it as fuel for himself and the rest of the team. There's not a number high enough. I wouldn't take Bama.
Yeah, so Bama always covers.
Yep.
Texas has a first-time starter, quarterback. They announced what's-his-face, the traitor,
Ewers,
as their starting quarterback.
Hey, he's not a traitor. He got that money. Get the bag, King.
I almost feel like we are in the fault for that. Without having any insider information, I kind of blame Ohio State for the Ewers thing.
Yeah, because we got a better quarterback in front of him, and I assume we're going to get one behind him too.
Oh, we have a good quarterback coming up.
See?
The number one. I mean, Ewers is like the unanimous number one guy.
So is Tate Martell. I don't care about high school rankings.
Tate Martell's. No, but I feel like if we tell Ewers to leave high school early, it's for a reason.
So he could get that NIL money, and good for you, King.
Did he leave specifically for the money, or did we allow him to come because we thought C.J. Stroud wasn't... Whatever. There was a lot of talk about Stroud not being the guy, and they thought Ewers was going to take over. All right, moving on. We both took Bama. Iowa State at Iowa. Hawkeyes minus 3.5.
Hawkeyes
whatever the under is. Whatever the under is, hammer it.
I am hammering the under. I'm also hammering the over on the prop bet for the amount of safeties there are in the game. Offense looked like the hottest dumpster fire you ever saw.
Burning bright.
Yeah.
A nuclear dumpster fire.
Offensive coordinator is the unfireable head coach's son, so that's not changing anytime soon.
Just stuck in the 60s.
Give me Iowa State.
I'm going Cyclones. Tennessee minus 7 at Pittsburgh.
No.
No, that's it. Tennessee minus 7 at Pittsburgh.
If I were to put money on this,
let's go Panthers.
Just light it on fire. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Maslin connection. Go Pitt.
USC minus 9. Stanford at Stanford.
I haven't heard shit about Stanford.
It's because they're out west. Nobody cares about West teams.
USC minus 9. USC's in the Big Ten now, right? Or they're going to be?
They will be.
Go Big Ten.
Yeah, Stanford's still smart.
Not smart enough to join a real conference.
What's his face is the coach there now, right? Yeah, let's go USC. Hawaii, the Rainbow Warriors. Somebody out there, because another I don't want to look it up myself thing. I see they're going by the Rainbow Warriors again.
Hey, it's 2022, man. They can go by whatever they want.
See, here's the I'm not going to do the whole spiel, but they were the Rainbow Warriors when I was a kid. Then I feel like they stopped and they went to just being the Warriors, and now they're back to being the Rainbow Warriors.
Okay, so
somebody just correct me. Like, am I making this all up? Have they always been the Rainbow Warriors? Have they never been the? I think they're back to being the Rainbow Warriors after a 12, 15 year hiatus.
Bernstein Bears or Bernstein Bears?
Listen, don't get me into that because I have pictures on my phone of memorabilia that has both on it.
Listen. You're talking to the guy who's at the bottom of that rabbit hole, all right?
All right, I'll send you the stuff. The tag says Berenstain, where the actual product says Berenstain on the same product.
For any of you well-adjusted listeners out there who have no fucking clue what we're talking about, look up the Mandela effect.
Just don't.
Or don't. You know what? Your mental health, everything's going to be better
Actually,
off
then
if
again,
you don't look up the Mandela effect.
The people that probably don't know about the Mandela effect don't I remember telling my parents about this. I was like, oh, the Mandela effect, and I started explaining it to them. They're like, why is it called the Mandela effect? I was like, oh, because like everybody remembers Mandela dying like in prison. They're like, oh yeah, it was like a sad thing. He died in his prison back in the day. I was like, no, he lived. Like he got out. They're like, no, he didn't. I.e. the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers something a very specific way. Let's see here. Arkansas State at Ohio State. Minus 44.
Oh. Whoo!
Oh, wait, even did you have an answer for the Michigan one? Did I even say what the spread was?
No.
Hawaii at Michigan. Michigan 51.
Oh my Lord!
They're just hoping. Hawaii's hoping Michigan to go out there trying to figure out like, the Rainbow Warriors, the regular Warriors. I don't.
Yeah.
These guys, they just switch it up. So next thing I know, they cover.
Yeah.
Hawaii to cover. Arkansas State, Ohio State minus 44.
You know what? You said minus 51. If Hawaii gets literally any points on the board, they cover. That's it. Give me the Rainbow Warriors.
Or the regular Warriors. I don't know. Arkansas State, Ohio State, 44.
How long is the receiver out for?
I don't know.
Oh, both.
I think they originally said head injury, concussion.
Couple weeks.
But then I think on the broadcast they said leg injury or something.
I would say that too if I was trying to get my kid with a concussion to play early.
Well, see, that's my whole point. If on TV you're, if Ohio State's calling it a leg injury, he might be back.
You know what? Arkansas State, I'm fairly confident, is not a real school, so give me Ohio State to cover. And
I think they're mad about the offense last week, so let's go with that. Let's go with Ohio State to cover.
Yeah,
all right, let's cover. What's the spread for Mansfield?
Well, we talked about the coaching staff holding a grudge from last year, wanting to make up for that.
I don't know if the bookies know that.
Offense trying to find a rhythm. Ooh.
Where'd I put my football?
Maslin minus 19.
Ooh, no.
Minus 28?
28.
Was it? That was a second shot in the dark. I think I zoned in a little too much.
Well, your first one missed, so...
Maslin
minus 28.
I zoned in a little too much when...
That's at Maslin.
Yes.
Okay. If you didn't know.
When I was talking up how we're going to run up the score on them and keep them from scoring a point.
Yep.
And you said, the bookies don't know that. I'm like, sounds like it's a little lower than I think. But no. Maslin minus 28.
Bookies might not also realize the quarterback was out for a game.
Yeah. I'm hammered.
Or maybe they do. Maybe the bookies know he's out this game too. Probably way better off than we are, so...
All right. I am hammering Maslin on that one. Let's see. So, moving on from there, we got some fan questions in. We want to rattle through those real quick.
Yeah, there's only two, so might be able to get this over with before our fantasy draft in 5 minutes.
Well,
which might be live on air, so whatever.
Could be. Yeah, you can watch this.
Hot takes. Week 3. Defense is wicked. Chase Bond adds another stud to our defense. Slaughter had a nice night. More poise on the field and has improved delivering the ball. Ardell Banks caught a few passes. I think he's saying that as in he's had a few not so caught passes this year. Here's a big one. The crowd has lost the mojo. Where is the Maslin intimidation? So I'm starting with that one right off rip. I think our crowd, the attendance has been decent for our games this year. The intimidation factor is absolutely gone. Zero, nothing there. You might as well be any other crowd because it's not happening. We've touched upon it last week about, why I think our crowd has kind of died down a little bit. Mm-hmm. But still, I'm still waiting for the big moment. We haven't had week 1, yes, but we were down early. Week 2, we're up so big, there's no big moments. Week 3, we're up. There's not really any big moments. So you're waiting for that big moment to happen. But with that, our crowd has been lackluster, and it's because we don't really have great chants, and we don't have great chants because they're getting beaten to death at the wrong moments and always joining in.
Oh, you're telling me in the middle of the national anthem isn't the right moment for a TIG chant?
Well, it depends on who you are.
Probably not great to start one then.
Some people might like doing a TIG chant in the middle of national anthem.
You know what I hate about our TIG chant being dead right now? Is against Mansfield was the perfect opportunity for it. It's the TYGERS Twigers.
Yeah.
And we had the chance to go out on their field, beat them down, and get a TIGERS chant loud as hell.
Make fun of their name while we're at it. Yeah.
And it's been beaten down into the dirt, dragged, curb stomped.
It's not good.
Spit on,
We're in a
defecated on, lit on fire.
Yeah, we're in a bad spot.
Can we, no TIG chants next week? Not a one. Cheer, get loud. Let the dead rest for a little bit before we try and bring it back out of the grave.
I think there should just be a rule of thumb. If you try to start chants in the crowd, you get 2 shots. If you miss on both of them and no one chimes in, you're done. You don't get a third. 2 strikes and you're out. That's it.
Yeah.
If no one's joining your chant, there's a reason for it. The Mansfield fans want to be loud. They want to interrupt the game. They want to have a presence. And if they're not joining your chant, it's a bad chant. Stop it.
Just please shut the fuck up. You know who you are.
Everyone.
That's all. That's all I got. The rest of it, we touched on it. Banks had a couple good catches, had
one bad drop.
One bad drop, one drop that it's one of those, I'll say, hit you in the hands, should have caught it. Throw could have been a lot better. The one streaking down the sideline where he came down to...
I'm talking about the one that hit him in the face mask.
Yeah, no, that's the one I said should have had it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were tying that all up into one.
No. 2 different throws.
I was like, don't you put that on Slaughter.
Oh, hell no. Bounced off his face mask. Catch that ball, kid. Still same opinion. They'll get it worked out.
Yeah.
Let them find a rhythm. Let them find a groove.
Yeah, no problem there.
Anything else? Yeah, Slaughter looked good once we got him in rhythm. And defense is a bunch of bad men.
Defense is bad. Let's see. Moving on. What's the official story on why Mansfield spells it TY instead of TI? I don't have the answer to that. So if you have it, let it out there. I don't got it.
So the official story, according to my ass, is that they wanted to be the Tigers, and they were scared we would be mad about it.
Yeah, I'm guessing there was a deeper meaning to all of this, is why they wanted to uncover it, and I don't have the answer to that. I'm sorry. They're also orange and brown because they don't want to be orange and black, so whatever, screw them.
I don't know. The old wives' tale I always heard was they wanted to be the Tigers, but they were scared of us, so they're the Twigers.
Whatever. Good crowd size last game. Yeah, I thought it was decent.
Yeah, in the crowd, it felt good.
Yeah. Who's had a worse record in the last decade, McKinley or Warren?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I didn't look it up.
Where do you look that up at? Max Preps?
Maybe. Man, it's not the greatest. Max Preps is not always
They're
correct.
very hit or miss.
If we really wanted to, we could look it up. More or less, I think it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
Just bringing the question up is a bigger thing than actually answering it, I think.
So, let me ask you this one. This just popped in my head.
Oh, we're missing the draft. Go ahead.
We've talked about Warren having a head coach who was a basketball coach that just said, yeah, I'll do it. McKinley's gone through how many head coaches in the last decade? 3? 4?
McKinley?
Yeah, they've had a few. Would you rather have that constant turnover?
I got Christian McCaffrey again. God dang it. If I would have joined in earlier, there's no way.
I just missed my pick. Who do I got?
There's no way I would have drafted him.
I got Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, he was the next guy. Yeah.
I got the yardstick of the league throwing my number 1 pick balls.
He threw for 4,500 yards last year.
Kirk Cousins is the consummate. Is my quarterback better than him?
I just got the guy that has a worse ACL than... God dang it. I would have picked anyone but him.
Yeah. All right, whatever. We'll snake back around. So, yeah, what would you rather be in, like, a constant state of subpar coaching or constant turnover of the head coach and at least the defensive staff? Because I think Coach B's been there for a while. I know he's a McKinley guy, but I love B to death. He was my OC my senior year. He's been, like, the really only constant there.
I think both deserve better.
Yeah, all things considered, they deserve better.
Because Warren's had talent that was not coached right at all.
Mm-hmm.
McKinley, I heard stories that, what was his name? Watley?
Yeah, Watley.
Was just the worst. Absolute worst. So, you don't want to see that from McKinley, right? When you have like the 3rd highest, 4th highest paying job in the state,
yeah,
you should be able to get something better. With Warren, you have talent, you have athletes. Should be able to find better. You shouldn't just have to make your basketball coach your football coach. Whereas I thought he was a decent basketball coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got put on football, and it's like...
but it's like 2 different sports, you know?
And yeah, that's not the same. So, I mean... I don't know. It would be interesting to see what their actual records were, though. So
yeah, both deserve better, but life's unfair. Then you die, so it doesn't matter what you deserve. It's what you got.
The last aspect of that was the footage from the Mansfield game. The stream was good, and it's online. It's on YouTube, I think. Or
is it up on YouTube? Because I know they're like couching all of the replays until December 4th for some reason.
It's currently on YouTube. So yeah, you can watch it online. It's on YouTube. The comment was they wish our games were on YouTube because we have them. We even have them uploaded to YouTube. You're just not allowed to watch them until after the season's over.
CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, or Aaron Jones? Because I'm not picking Najee Harris.
You're not taking Najee.
Pittsburgh's offensive line is a hot garbage.
Yeah, they are bad, but they're gonna just give it to him every time.
Yeah, he can be the next Saquon Barkley and like have 18 carries for 34 yards, one of which is a 15-yard tote.
CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, CeeDee or Devontae. They have CeeDee ranked higher.
Yeah,
but
give me Aaron Jones.
Oh, we're going running back.
Yep.
Okay. I'm up in 2 picks, so I'm in a bad spot because I don't like any of these guys right here.
So is that the end of the question, or are we just...
Yeah, I mean...
All right.
Just, they wish our games are up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which I don't...
I also wish that. It would make...
I don't disagree.
It would make... it would be a lot easier to come to this podcast with information and, talk about the game a little more in depth.
Yeah.
I watch it as use it like a, kind of a film review experience. So that's all we got for fan questions this week.
Yeah, we didn't get too many. I'm still in the same spot you were. CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams. Swift, Kamara, Fournette, Kelsey, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill. I'm fading Tyreek Hill this early. I don't care what anybody says.
Who do you have? Oh, yeah, you got
right
McCaffrey.
Now I have McCaffrey, which if I would have logged on a half second earlier, I wouldn't have him right now.
It's a 2 running back league. Go Kamara or get a receiver. Devontae's still...
No, I'm about to grab Devontae. But CeeDee Lamb's the clear number 1 in Dallas, but it's Dallas.
Yeah. Go Devontae.
Yeah,
don't overthink it.
That's what I'm doing.
So, we're trying to record every Tuesday. Try and get your questions in before then.
Send them whenever you want.
Yeah. We're going to start doing a question of the week. Winner, just show up to our tailgate on Friday. Get a free
I forgot about that. Ooh, back to me.
Get a free
Kamara,
novelty.
Fortet, Kelsey, Mike Evans.
Oh, Kelsey or Evans, dude.
They still got Jameis down there. And you got Fournette. Screw it. Let's take Camaro. Why not, right? I gotta grab my list. I started writing down a schedule.
Yeah.
Didn't finalize it, but do you really expect me to come like
Prepared? Never.
super prepared? That's not gonna happen.
Never once.
It's just not gonna happen. So, I have a list. I have a list of multiple teams I kind of like. I gotta put it together.
You're jumping ahead a little bit. So the point of me saying question of the week, I think this week nobody's getting it because we only got 2. You know what? No.
What? There was a bunch of them on there.
This week? You said we only got 2.
Oh, question. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like replies.
No. Question of the week.
Yeah.
You're jumping ahead a little bit.
My bad. I thought you meant okay.
You know what? No, I liked Sig's rant. Sig, come on up to our tailgate on Friday. Get a little. You got the question of the week. Get a little koozie.
He's been consistent.
Yeah, custom made by Rob.
Does that mean I have to make one
this
week? All right.
Yeah, you
Fine.
do. So it's really just going to be an arbitrary what's the best question we get, what piques our interest, what gets me going. I would say, yeah, so I say all that because Max gets our last week's question of the week. What would be your ideal Maslin schedule? And it's all right, you know, everybody, you're all fighting for second place because I got the best one. But my favorite one, we got a bunch of replies to that.
He's been super confident about this, too. He told me, like, last Wednesday that he has the best answer.
Although I did want to touch on my favorite one that we got sent in, which was week 1, open with Jackson, then Perry, then Green, so a nice little run through the Fed. Then Iggy, followed by Eds. Nice little 2-game stretch right there. Hoover, Glen Oak, Warren. Week 9, Hoban, which is just a wild move.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And then McKinley. I don't hate the teams on there, but let's maybe order them in a way, kind of spread out those parochial schools and, like, don't give us Hoban directly before McKinley. Other than that, love it. So, Let me see where I'm at in this draft here.
You got... Oh, you're up next, right?
I'm 2 picks from now.
Okay.
Mine says I'm 2 picks from now.
1, 2... Okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
Then you got a break. Yep, got it.
The Yahoo app is weird.
It looks weird. But, yeah, go ahead.
So, my ideal Maslin schedule, as soon as I pull it up here on my phone, week 1, open with Perry. You know, they're not... McKinley's our rival. Like, you have one rivalry game, and that's McKinley. But Perry, backyard, little brother, a lot of hate between the communities.
Yeah.
At least on the field. Love it. I originally wanted to pencil in Glen Oak, but only if I could get, like, the 2010 through 2014 Glen Oak team, where the total point differential was Maslin Maslin plus 4. Oh, God. Oh, boy.
On the fly operation, boys.
Yeah, on the fly operation, boys.
Take your boy T. Higgins.
Is he on there? Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Far and away. Got my boy T.
All right, there you go. So you're good.
So, and I know a couple weeks ago I talked about you want your week 1 opener to be like a strong punch you in the mouth, see where you're at. But since we have one less week of preseason now, thanks OSHA, Perry, treat them like your dress rehearsal. I think the talent disparity there, besides everything else, is like pretty big. So it's a dress rehearsal. Week 2 is your mentor, Ed's, Pick Central type team. You know, your perennial D1, D2 state champs. Really see where you're at. That's going to be your punch you in the mouth game. Week 3, Warren, home and home. Second longest opponent in Maslin history. Week 4 is the local carousel. Glen Oak, Hoover, Jackson, Green, Lake, Louisville. I want, like, keep them rotating year in, year out. Always at home, though. Week 5, Steubenville, get them back on the schedule. Nice little home-and-home action. Love their stadium, the whole atmosphere of it. Even though it sucks playing there, being on the field, it's just a great overall high school football atmosphere. Week 6, Iggy. How much can you play that opponent like Steubenville and then follow it up with a team like Iggy, especially with all the history between us? Week 7, I got us penciled in. Who are you thinking?
Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin.
Ooh, scary Terry, man.
I know scary Terry, but like their situation isn't great. Whereas the Chargers offense, and in that division, they're gonna have to put up a lot of points. But Keenan's injury history.
I was gonna say you talked about McCaffrey's ACL.
Do I want
two bad ACLs on your team?
Do I want Keenan Allen and McCaffrey on the same team? Oh, that's tough. Screw it. We'll take Keenan. Go ahead.
There you go. All right. Let me know when I'm up.
You're up next.
So, week 7, right after Iggy, I want the historic Massillon opponents. I know Fitch is a more recent historic opponent, but Fitch, Barberton, Alliance, Mansfield. That same thing as week 4.
Naming off like 30 different teams is like...
I want them on a carousel. Every one of them, all away. Go in. How can you handle like coming off 2 strong weeks? How can you handle going into enemy territory where you are the game that they have circled on your schedule more so than anybody else? After that, give me like a high tier 2 school, one that's going to top out, like maybe makes a state championship game, but their floor is like getting their shit pushed in the Final Four. A Toledo Central Catholic type. That's exactly who I had in mind for that one. Week 9, give me an Akron directional school, or if they make a comeback, for the love of God, put them in here. Give me Bishop Sycamore. Perfect week 9 game.
Okay.
And then week 10, obviously McKinley, home and home. All right. Who you got?
I wish I would have had 5 more minutes to work on this. But if I knew we were just allowed to yell out concepts rather than teams, I would have made this easier.
Oh, God. It's my turn.
Yeah, I'm not going Zeke. Sorry. But I don't really like...
Mitchell.
Yeah. They're committed to the run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, out of that list, yeah, that's fine. I'm up in 9 picks. We're good. Let's see here. So, I have McKinley at week 10. If you...
Oh. Real reach for that one, huh?
Yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. So I have a bunch of teams that I like to play, but I didn't have them super ordered.
All right, so work back. Who you got week 9?
All right, I'm not working backwards. Working from the beginning. I want to start off kind of easy. Week 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, in general, some of the teams I have on here: Bookdale, Dover, New Philly.
I was looking at like Dover and New Philly. I was looking down there too.
Maybe not. So like week 1, let's say week 1. Let's go. Ooh, Dover, New Philly. Flip a coin.
Give me New Philly.
New Philly, week 1. Wait, how many games do they play? All right, so let's go
10.
Thank you for that. Not what I meant, but I understand. Audio only. That's all I said. New Philly, week 1. Oh, let's just keep it. Let's keep Glen Oak week 2.
Okay.
I was going to... Since they're always 2, let's keep them 2.
Yeah.
Glen Oak week 2. Jackson week 3.
Cupcake. Okay.
Perry week 4.
Oh, so you just like don't want to find out who we are ever?
No, but they're in the Feds, and they have. I think the Feds' schedule starts the back like 5 games back, 6 games. So if it's out of conference, they have to play early.
Got it.
So like if you're gonna play a Fed school, it has to be early. That's the reasoning for it. It's not because I want to play cupcakes early. But I want to play Jackson. I want to play Perry. I want to play Glen. Even though, like, out of those, Glen Oak's the one I'd kick.
Listen, this is your...
Just because we play them more.
This is your ideal Madison schedule. You don't have to take anybody else into account.
New Philly. Oh, we're not counting for how the Fed is set up?
No.
Well, you can't schedule them if they can't. All right, whatever. In that case, that would change up the order.
It's your ideal Madison schedule, not your ideal Fed schedule.
Okay, whatever. In that case, let's go New Philly, Jackson.
Oh, man, I don't like any of these picks.
Valdosta.
Oh, you want to play Valdosta, huh? It's Valdosta.
The way you say it.
The way people in Valdosta say it.
I'm not from there.
Oh, this is nothing. I think I'm gonna start the run on QBs early. I'm taking Lamar.
Do what you got to do. Valdosta week 3.
The juice is loose.
Oh, we can't go with that back to back. That's not happening. Who else do I got on here? Warren.
Week 4. Come on, talk it out, bub.
Wadsworth.
Ooh, I like Wadsworth.
That's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Mentor. 6.
So Mentor's the week 6 is when you want to find out who we are. Got it.
Steubenville week 7.
Okay, good. Nice, strong back-to-back. Also, I think you're up.
Mansfield or Barberton? Which one?
Barberton.
They made it seem like I had a week 9 and I don't. Barberton. Booked to McKinley.
All right. I like it. Also, we talked about it, and he tweeted us the reason. When Max put Ashland on there, I totally galaxy brained it like 2 days later. I'm like, I was looking through the schedules, past opponents and stuff, and like Ashland, we played them in playoffs. Oh, that was a 5Y team. Oh, Max wants us to see like a 5Y team. Who are you going to see in the playoffs, or like what kind of different offenses and stuff? No, he just wanted a slightly more distant opponent that would actually play us. So, yeah, those are our ideal schedules. If you didn't get yours in, if you don't like ours, let us know. Hit us up on the socials. That's about all I got tonight. Seems like we're both pretty heavily invested in this fantasy draft now.
Yeah, we both missed our first picks. I got 2 seconds left. Ah!
And you went with Breece Hall, the running back from...
No, server draft error. You didn't let me pick my guy.
We're going to find out what kind of fantasy player you are real quick. You better be working that waiver wire, because that's... you're not in a great spot.
I mean, it was the number 1 guy on their board, so it's not like it picked some random guy, but now it's back on my turn. God dang it. Who do I have already? I have 2 running backs, 3 receivers, a flex.
All right, let's get your pick in and get out of here, huh?
All right. I mean, is it too early to just grab a Patty Mahomes?
I don't think so.
I'm already down to 1 flex. I could grab a tight end. They're all available. Waller and Kittle are both there.
In your spot, I would go Kittle.
Or do I take a quarterback?
I think the quarterbacks will be there.
I always push quarterbacks off to the end because they're quarterbacks. I'll just grab one, but I always forget that this is a 2-quarterback league.
Yeah. This is a fun league. You have like 5 receivers, 2 running backs, quarterback, D lineman, linebacker, safety, corner.
Yeah, 1 of each position group on defense. It is fun. Man, do I just snag a tight end or go? I'm going quarterback. Screw it.
All right.
I got it. So
there you go.
I tried.
Yeah, he is trying for the most part.
Reigning champ.
It's good you finally
Reigning champ.
It's good you finally got on the podium.
Yeah, it was my first one.
Really?
My first fantasy win ever.
Wow.
In any league. I don't play a lot of leagues, but my first win ever.
I think last year was like my 3rd or 4th, so it's nice you finally get to start filling up that mantle. I guess with that, We'll get out of here, finish up this draft so people don't have to listen to us ramble incoherently about it for the next 2 hours. Go Tigers. Beat Warren.
Beat Warren.